I wouldn't say that I'm very stress-free right now. Just stay calm and stay in control during the festive period. However, if I hadn't have done, I would have been absolutely devastated. Last year, I got really poorly in about the middle of December. This year, I've taken a much more planned approach. Hello everyone, welcome to another video. If you're new, my name is Joanna Wilson. Today, I am going to chat to you about planning for Christmas and how to get organised for Christmas in and amongst probably the busiest and craziest work period of your life. Because that's what I'm currently living and the life that I'm currently in right now. We could keep this video short and I could say, how do you make sure you get organised for Christmas while you've got a busy schedule going on? And the short answer could be, you don't. And sometimes that's how I feel, and I've felt like that quite a lot throughout December. But there are some tips and tricks and things that I've put in place to ensure that I have been planning as well as I can during this Christmas period to basically get to the end of work and the end of sort of December. I want to say stress-free. It's like 24 hours before I'm finishing work for the Christmas period, and I wouldn't say that I'm very stress-free right now, but I have done quite a lot of things and I could have been way more overwhelmed than I am. So let's get straight into it. The first thing that I want to say is I love Christmas. So the fact that Christmas is slowly year on year becoming my busiest period of time means that I need to be organised so that I can still enjoy my time, do fun things, see everybody I love, and get prepped at the same time as doing all the work things that I want to do as well. The first thing that I actually did, and some people might majorly disagree with this, or some people might think I'm crazy, the first thing I did was put up my tree early. So I put up my tree, I think, in the middle of November. My parents were absolutely disgusted by how early I put up my tree. But the reason I did that is because all of the weekends in December were absolutely crazy with social things and with work-related things. And two, I spent a lot of time away during December, and therefore I don't feel like you get to enjoy your decorations and your tree and feel Christmassy as much as you would have liked to if I'd have waited longer. The fact that I got it up and I got it done early meant that I've been able to periodically enjoy the Christmas tree, the house, the decorations. I just think last year I didn't feel very Christmassy and I waited till quite late to put it up. So that was something I really wanted to do this year, was put up my tree early, get organised and get prepped early with the decorations so that when you're here, there and everywhere, you can actually enjoy the festiveness for a longer period of time. So that was my tip number one, put up the tree early. I'm not sure everybody will agree with that down in the comments. Tip number two, something that I've been really sort of on top of and organised this year, is very early sort of writing down and having on my radar who I need to buy presents for. So writing a list of everybody that Ash and I are buying joint presents for, everybody that I need to buy presents for individually, and putting them all in one place so that whenever I'm shopping, whenever I'm out and about, and I did quite a few different shopping trips, I can always refer back to that list. I do it digitally and I do a lot of my note taking and prep and lists and things digitally now, just because it allows me to more easily access it on my phone or on my laptop depending on where I am and what I'm doing. So I wrote out a big list, firstly of everybody who I needed to buy for, and secondly just some ideas of things that I could and I wanted to buy. And then every time I bought something or I added to that list or I thought of a new idea, it could very quickly go in and on my phone. Another thing that I've also done this year, which I haven't done in previous years, and it needs a little bit of work, it's not quite up to date, but it will be, is spend some time writing down how much everything has cost me as well. I feel like you tend to go crazy at Christmas and you end up spending a load of money that you didn't even know you actually spent, and by the time it gets to January, you're absolutely not prepared for it. And I've been writing down how much I've spent on each of the things so that I can get a really good idea for a budget for next year. Another thing that's money related that I wanted to talk about, which I think is such a great life hack for people if you can be organised enough to do it, is just putting aside a set amount of money each month. And it doesn't have to be a lot of money, but a set amount of money each month that you then can spend on gifts, whether it's birthday or whether it's Christmas. I think that when December comes round, you've got so many social things to do, as well as so many presents to buy, as well as lots of different things, and it takes a big dent in your finances in a really short period of time. And something that I've found, and I've only been doing it a couple of months, but next year I'm going to implement it throughout the whole year, is actually if you save a set amount of money a month, whether it's £20, £30, £40, £50, however much you can afford, it means that when you buy those Christmas gifts, or when you buy that birthday gift for someone, or if something crops up, it doesn't come out of your like normal monthly income and your normal monthly spends, and you don't have to take that financial hit all in the same month. So I think planning ahead with your finances, making a note of how much everything's costing so you can kind of gauge how much you're spending on everybody and how much you're spending in total, because I think we tend to get quite silly and just spend until we can't spend anymore. And then 3, getting really organised with who you need to buy for, what your ideas are for them, when you've bought them, and then who and how you've finished the ideas is a really good way to get organised for the festive period if you are working at the same time too. Another thing that I think has been massively helpful for me during this festive period is twofold. It's basically all revolves around planning my time. I think it's so important to plan your time in all of life, but particularly when you've got lots of social things going on in the calendar, as well as lots of work-related things going on in the calendar, making sure that you've time blocked and you know exactly what you need to do and exactly when you need to do it. For me, sometimes this can take a couple of hours to make a really big brainstorming list of everything that needs to be completed, and that's work, that's life, that's social, that's all of it in one list. And then starting from today to the 23rd of December, I use Google Calendar, but you can use various different things, putting it into the diary so you physically know. It makes me, one, feel a lot calmer that I know that I do have enough time to complete all of the tasks that I want to complete, but 2, it means that you are more strict and regimented with how you spend your time, and knowing that you've got everything laid out means that you can on a Tuesday night go for mulled wine with your friends or go do some late night Christmas shopping, because on a Wednesday at lunchtime you've got that time blocked period in order to do that other thing for work that you want to do. So I think planning your time, whether it's on Google Calendar, whether it's on paper, whether it's on Notion, whatever it's on, writing a list of everything that you need to do, and that includes the social aspect and the work aspect, as well as writing it down and planning your time and putting it in time blocked places, is really useful to just stay calm and stay in control during the festive period. So we've had putting up your decorations early, which was definitely just a fun one for me. We've had getting organised with presents. We've had planning your time efficiently. One of the most underrated things during a very busy festive period, in my opinion, is looking after yourself, because you are so much more prone to drinking alcohol, you are so much more prone to eating lots of sugar and lots of food, and I don't think that anybody should not do that, but I think it's so important during the festive period to plan in how you are going to look after your body and how you are going to ensure that you don't burn out, that you don't get ill. Things like drinking water, taking daily vitamins, getting some daily fresh air, making sure that you're still moving your body. If you know you're going to be going out for a really big dinner, what can you have throughout the day that's going to vitalise your body and the things that you're doing? How are you going to sleep? So can you sleep in an extra bit longer if you're staying up late the night before? Really prioritising that wellness aspect in the festive period, I think, is so important, and doing that and planning for that allows this level of acceptance. So I'm a person that really likes to get up early on a morning, and I'm an early riser, and I like to grab hold of my mornings and take my time. But if I'm doing lots of things with friends and if I'm working hard, I can't still get up at 6 a.m. and feel alright and not burn out or not get poorly during this festive period. So I know, okay, today I'm allowing myself to not set an alarm and to sleep in and to let my body have that rest that it needs. And I think that's so underrated during the festive period, to just give your body still the nutrients and the vitamins and the minerals that it needs, but also allow it to rest as much as possible. So I think planning in how you are going to look after yourself is something that I definitely didn't do last year. I got really poorly in about the middle of December because I was burning the candle at both ends. I was working hard and I was playing hard. Thankfully, it was in the middle of December and I managed to recover before Christmas. However, if I hadn't have done, I would have been absolutely devastated. This year, I've taken a much more planned approach to try and think about how I'm going to make sure I drink enough water. When am I going to get sleep? When do I need to make sure that I have greens or drink green tea or just revitalise myself and rest? When do I need to be around people? When do I need to spend some time on my own? And I think that's massively helped me get through this festive period, despite the fact that it's been so busy, in a much healthier and happier place. So those are my 4 tips for staying sane during the busy festive period if you are both working and playing. I hope you found them useful. Please comment down below what your tips are for the festive period and how you like to enjoy it, but also make sure that you look after yourself. Thank you so much for watching, guys. See you soon. Keep smashing it. Remember, anything is possible if you just work. Bye.